Hey Clashers, and welcome back to another video. Today we have the big Clash of Clans ranking, which means all of those strategies are going to be ranked into a tier list today, just to make life easier for you, so you can know which strategy you would like to pick up, you would like to master, and making life even more easy for you guys is, well, most of those strategies links are going to be down below in the description of this video. So what is this tier list based on? One of the things I'm going to base on this strategy tier list is going to be the hit rates, which you can see right there. What does this mean? Well, those hit rates were collected over the last Worlds qualifier, which means they're quite important. And huge shout out to Chris, obviously, for collecting all of those. But there's obviously some more factors on this one. The next one is going to be the flexibility of those strategies. So let's say you have to attack 10 random bases. On how many of those 10 bases is the strategy working? The next one is going to be the strength of the strategy. Like, if the base actually fits, how strong is this strategy? This is like pretty much the most important categories of ranking those strategies. So let's dive right into it. The first things first, we have our first strategy, which is going to be the Blizzard Lalo. Lalo right now in general is incredible powerful. But Blizzard is even more powerful, I feel like, right now. Especially because Blizzard, dragons and everything got a bit weaker to the last Dragonrider nerf. So people are less using it, which means it's less Blizzard baits again. Which is obviously a huge factor for Blizzard Lalo as well. So in general, just like sending your blimp into the base with the invisibility spells and the super wizards, it's right now killing bases left and right. So that's for sure a strategy you might want to pick up. The next strategy is going to be actually, well, Blizzard Hydra. What does this mean? Blizzard, we already talked about that, but this time with dragons and with dragon riders. I feel like it dropped quite a bit. At the same time, a lot of people are baiting the town hall nowadays with blimp baits and whatsoever. So the Blizzard is getting kind of tricky. So I feel like a B tier strategy is for sure. Next one's going to be the dragons and bats, which is, yeah, not as strong really at the moment. Next one is the E-Dragons. That's something we have talked about just recently, and this is the moment where I want to highlight every single strategy on this tier list can 3-star. It's not about like, oh, this strategy is only in B tier, which means it can't 3-star. No, that's not the point. That's not the point of the strategy tier list. Every single strategy can 3-star. As I said earlier, it's about the flexibility and the strength of the strategy. For example, if E-Dragon is not like this one right now, which you can see, it's not attacking a perfect ring base, how is E-Dragon working? And that's exactly the point of this tier list. So let's move on, let's get to the next strategy, which is going to be, yeah, the first strategy for the trash tier list. And that's actually a really powerful strategy from Town Hall 13 with those, with this Town Hall Poison and the Builder Huts. It's making the life of the Golem Spam Super Wizard strategy kinda miserable. So for Town Hall 14, I cannot recommend this strategy. Now let's dive into our first A tier strategy, which is going to be classic Hydra, which means Dragon Riders and Dragons. Still really powerful, really good to use anywhere pretty much. And the big plus point for the strategy is it's pretty much working on any base. You just have to find the right angle of attacking the base. That's pretty much it. Now let's talk about the next strategy, which was the #1 strategy before the last update. But then Infernodrags got nerfed, Dragon Riders got nerfed, and all of this combined is pushing our #1 strategy from the last, or before the last update, to the B tier. At least high in the B tier, and that's something I want to talk about as well. All of those strategies are ranked from the left to the right. So let's say out of the strategies on B tier, on the left one is the strongest, the right one is the weakest. So that's important to note as well. The next strategy is going to be, some people are calling it the Dragon family, some people are calling it the Jack strategy, because he was the guy who came up with the strategy and made it popular. And it's still incredible powerful. So what does this, what is this strategy all about? You have 2 Infernodrags, which are most of the time used for funneling, getting rid of storages, and then you have like dragons and dragon riders. It's pretty similar to Hydra, but it's just like, it's somehow feeling still as a stronger version of the Electro Dragon spam, because it's working on more bases. So the flexibility of the strategy is overall better. The next strategy is going to be, well, the Mass Dragonrider with the Blizzard combination. I feel like Mass Dragonrider got a really big hit. Obviously, it can see a 3-star, but most of the times, I feel like it's just like there are better options. Like most of the time you can just play Lalo, which works most of the time better. It's quicker. The same thing with the Lightnings and the Dragon Riders. So I feel like the Dragon Riders alone got a big hit. As I said, there's still, like, you can still use them for 3-stars, don't get me wrong, especially if the base fits. But just saying in general, like, the flexibility of those strategies are not as strong anymore. And that's obviously a huge downside of those mass Dragonrider attacks in general. Though, yeah, I have to put them into the C tier in my opinion. But let's move on and let's find the new #1 strategy, which is going to be Pekka Smash. Pekka Smash always had been strong, to be honest, and one of the things why I put them onto the first seed in my new strategy tier list is out of the strategies which were kinda on the same level, or like maybe in the same area of the same strength level, got a nerf, which was the Queen Charge Dragonrider, and that got a really heavy nerf, so that's not up there anymore. So Pekka Smash is now the king of Clash of Clans, if you want to call it like this. In the last qualifier, we had a hit rate from 86%. This means like out of 100 attacks, if you would like scale this up, out of 100 attacks, 86 of those 100 attacks would be in 3 stars. This is an incredible hit rate. Obviously, it's like sometimes a bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower. But just in general, this strategy is incredibly powerful. If you want to pick up a strategy which can 3-star any base, but it's not easy to master, it's for sure Pekka Smash. But now we're talking about the strategy which was with Pekka Smash up there before the update, and I have to put Queen Charge Dragonrider really low down there because one of the important factors is kind of those statistics as well, and they're kind of like proving my point. 29.4% hit rate over the last qualifier. Obviously, you could say maybe not the best players have chosen the strategy, and I have to agree that this strategy has way more potential than the 29.4% hit rate is showing. So that's why I'm putting it at the middle back end part of the A tier. But it's a really good strategy to pick up if you would like to use it. Next one is going to be the Queen Charge Hogrider attack strategy, which I put high into the B tier. I think it's just not there in the A tier where the Queen Charge Hybrid is. Especially Queen Charge Hybrid, I feel like is in a lot of cases stronger in the flexibility. Especially in Clan War, you can see where Hogriders are really shining. Some pro teams are really mastering this strategy really nicely. But I feel like just in general, the flexibility of Queen Charge Hybrid is better. The only downside of both of those strategies is actually just the traps, which means if the defender has trapped your entry, you have no chance of actually reacting to that because there's no counterplay to spring traps as an attacker, which might be a good or a bad thing, but it is how it is, right? That's how things are in the warden ability. Spring traps are still working. Different to, for example, I don't know, Dragonriders or, for example, Lalo in general, where the warden ability can block all of those traps. It's not working for ground, especially for hybrid. So that's why I put hybrid into the A tier in general. So it's a little bit moving up, moved up a little bit, but still, yeah, just the possibility of getting baited and everything, I cannot put it way higher in the tier list. But one thing for sure, if you're not at the level where every entry is baited, use it for sure. Queen Charge Hybrid is really strong after the update. The next one is going to be a strategy which can actually challenge the #1 spot, which is Pekka Smash. But still, I put Queen Charge Lalo behind the Pekka Smash in my tier list because I feel like Queen Charge Lalo, even though it's incredibly strong, I just think the raw power of Pekka Smash is sometimes just a bit higher. But in general, Lalo right now, if you want to master the strategy, Lalo is always strong, always strong at any town level. Yeah, so you can pick it always up. The next strategy you can start already. So next trash tier strategy, which is Queen Charge Miner. I don't even know why you would use Queen Charge Miners right now, but the biggest weak point of the strategy is then when all of those miners are ducking under, you have the Royal Champ most of the time with the miners. The Royal Champ is taking all of the damage, which is not the best thing. So that's already kind of tricky. The next strategy is going to be Skelli Donut Lalo, and I put it into the A tier. I think that's pretty much the only Lalo strategy already as a teaser, which I put not into the S tier, just because of the flexibility I was talking about. The flexibility of this strategy is really limited. Like, if the base fits and a good attacker is doing the attack, it's pretty much a 3-star. But the flexibility is really low. Kind of the same as Sui Lalo, but at the same time Sui Lalo is more flexible a bit. And it's really hard to master, but still I put it behind Queen Charge Lalo and Blizzard Lalo just because of the flexibility point, but the strength of Sui Lalo is incredibly powerful, especially if you watch attackers like Lu, Yo-Yo, Rikiris, for example, those guys, it's really strong. Next one is going to be the Superwitches, and recording my last Superwitch video really changed my mind about Superwitches. I think they're way stronger than I thought, and they're really powerful just in general, so I really can recommend them. Especially just in general, this mechanic between of a troop and this troop getting healed by healers is just so powerful that yeah, Super Witches have to be up there, or at least like in the middle pack of the strategies. It's like if you think about that, Witches had the last time the level on Town Hall 12, it's kind of shocking that it's still viable. And it's kind of scaring me about like thinking that Witches might get a new level, because this would push Super Witches to broken again. Yeah, sure, Witches are not that strong at the moment, but you always have to think about those troops are connected to the Super version. So if Witches are getting a new level, Super Witches as well. And just imagine, just seeing what some pro teams did last weekend, or like one of the last weekends in the qualifier with Super Witches, the Witch level would be kind of devastating. So next one is going to be the Yeti Smash. And Yeti Smash, out of all of those Smash variations, is by far the weakest in my opinion, because just Spring Traps can wreck those Yetis so hard. Especially right now, because Spring Traps are not placed anymore against Headhunters too much, at least in Legends. Those Spring Traps can really easy get triggered, so that's really risky. Next one is going to be, yeah, still the Zap Dragon. It's kind of similar to Zap. Sorry, it's similar to the Bat Dragon attack. I feel like it's just not... There's so many more stronger strategies out there. I feel like that's really easy to sum things up. So that's why I'm putting it into the lower B tier. But now, next S tier strategy is going to be the Lalo. With the Lightnings this time, and that's right now my ranking. So the strongest Lalo is Queen Judge Lalo, because it's the flexibility is just so high. Blizzard Lalo is really strong as well. Sui Lalo, then the Zap Lalo, then the Skelli Donut, just because of the flexibility. I think strength-wise, as soon as you can use the strategy, Skelli Donut might be even the strongest. But just in general speaking, based on my criteria point of this strategy has to be flexible, I cannot put it higher. Next strategy though is going to be the Dragons and Dragonriders with the Clone Spell. That's like a strategy which was really popular over a couple of weeks actually, and then people kind of forgot about it. It's still out there and it's still viable. You can still get those 3-stars. It's still incredible easy to pull off. It's still incredible easy to use. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of other strategies are just more powerful and less risky to be used, because the Tornado or Red Mines are pretty much screwing up your attack. Next strategy is going to be, and I'm sorry I forgot the bats in this picture, it's going to be the Bats, Dragon Riders, Sneaky Goblins, Skelli combination, which is... well, actually, I just completely messed up and I should have switched the Skellies with the Bats. I'm sorry for this. So this strategy is supposed to be the Bats, Dragon Rider combination. Sneaky Goblin is really strong. But now let's talk about the Superbowler. And could have put them anywhere, but I put them into the S tier. Why exactly? Because I know there are a lot of Superbowlers haters out there. Let me explain, then you can rage in the comments. So the first things first, a lot of people are saying Superbowlers are way too weak for their 30 housing space, which I can understand. But at the same time, if I watch high legend attackers and watch their Superbowler smashes, it just impresses me how long they can keep them alive. And if you can keep Superbowlers alive, they're just such an incredible powerful force to be reckoned with. So always consider this troop incredible powerful, and this is why I put them at the end of S tier in my opinion. So yeah, it's incredible strong. But either way, thank you so much for watching, because this is the end of the tier list. Let me know which strategies you would put maybe higher, lower, because as I said, this strategy is always like, there's always a bit of a personal opinion in there as well, because not always you can you cannot base everything just on the hit rates. That's really important to note in my opinion. So just in general, that's my opinion on the tier list. Let me know what you feel about that. Let me know what I rank maybe different, and I will see you in the comments for sure. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back though tomorrow for the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.